Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to Railway Empire 2 to our busy station of New York City, that is. And in that case, this brings me the idea for the first time now seriously that we probably at some point should consider specializing train stations, right? Having a passenger transportation station and having a cargo station. Because we are limited to 8 platforms and all of them are really fully utilized at this point, making this really busy. We even have, from time to time, I don't see this yet at the moment, even have a bit of a traffic jam from time to time, where trains need to wait for the platform to become available, which is crazy, right? There's so many trains coming in and out here. I would love a dynamic platform choosing, by the way, so that is a bit of a feedback there. If the corresponding platform is full, right, the train should automatically choose a platform that is available. I think that would make things a bit smoother, but overall, there's still a flow of traffic here at the moment. Now, with all of that, New York City is continuing to grow massively right now. We're going towards 160,000 inhabitants at the moment. So we have all the tiers unlocked, right? That means all the businesses are unlocked. But the city, of course, can still continue to grow, and it is doing that. So we have a new district popping up over here. I just love dynamic city building, and in that case, this is exactly what we see here, right? So we got these cute little houses out here by the lake, right? And the further you get in, the denser it gets. Also the houses, but the street is getting paved, and just overall a nice view there, to be honest, right? Getting into the thick of it, of the city. And you can even see that the first brick buildings appear as well. So with that, New York continues to grow. It is now bigger, by the way, larger than Washington that we have. Washington has 140,000. And of course, the other city that I'm intending to grow right now is also then over here, Montreal. That has all the goods in. It is growing at the moment, and it will continue so for quite some time as a lot of goods are now in. There's still wood missing. So we might also consider adding another train here. There we have it, the Moor clearing for another train line. And we can easily do this, of course, right? So of course, Montreal is also getting a bit busy, but I can see that this platform here, for example, is available right now. So we could make the connection with another system that gets then the wood over, because definitely I want to continue growing that. So let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, I could also just connect the wood with the next city there, Ottawa. But I want to grow Montreal, right, and not Ottawa. So I'm going ahead with another train then, by the way. And this is just a one-way once again, right? So we're just going to have just one track, really, that goes all the way to Montreal. Something is wrong here again. I really just wanted to build this quickly. Without... we cannot get into the city area here without a station, right? This is a bit of a limitation there. You need to go around the city. If you want to use the city without a station, you can't do that. So there needs to be a station at least. Let's just see. This is max speed. This is max speed, and we're just getting in as close to Montreal as possible, like here. And that's it, right? And I think the grid iron will do the rest then that we have over there. The only thing I see is that we will need is another crossing here somewhere. Because of course that is a one-way then at some point. Might actually make the gridiron over here. Can I do this? Because there you can see that. So we do need this one if we want to make this fully work, right? That's my understanding here. Montreal to Moor. Yeah, it works. There you go. And we're going, of course, to choose now platform number 5. So there's nothing going on at the moment. It's definitely going to be a freighter, and off it goes, right? So that we get the logs in. This is another good that Montreal urgently needs, right? And this train really should be getting a lot of lumber then over for Montreal, and it's doing that. Perfect. That's one thing. Continuing to grow that city. That also means there are more passengers. And by the way, I made another change to this very massive line here. Some of you have already suggested it in the comments, of course. We have the express train and we have the freighters, and that is on a very long track, right? So inevitably, the express train will catch up with the freighter if that happens. So what I did is I implemented in the middle of the whole thing a 3 to 4 section line. So there we have the 3, there we have the 4. And I implemented waypoints because you can do this, and that's pretty cool, right? So we have waypoints, and I just basically tell the freighter, go to the outer tracks, right, on their way to New York City and on the way to Montreal, and the express train uses the central tracks. So that whenever they're getting too close, the express train is just passing by the freighter, and it works flawlessly, right? So we have no problem anymore. The freighters are always far away from the express, and we continue to have the express ticket. If the freighter is, or if it's too close, right, and it can't pass the freighter, then no problem. Then we just have a smaller section where it goes into the station, into a different platform, and it will just take over, and then the express train has basically full 2 turns before it catches up to the freighter again, and then once again there's the chance of getting close here. I just didn't want to have 4 tracks going all the way. That just doesn't make sense. But a bit of a section here in the center, having that is fine, and it actually works pretty well. Now, with that, we continue onwards. My balance is closing in on 600,000. We are also slowly creeping up to 1840. I would like to continue. With 1840, we continue with the research, right? We can, by the way, still finish a bit of research. We have 1,700 innovation points. A lot of things have been filled here. We can unlock a few more cars. So, the caboose. This car makes the work of train personnel much easier. For example, it offers beds for resting and a viewing platform for controlling the train. It increases the efficiency of all employees by 10%. Let's go ahead and do this. And we also get the entry-level program, so reduces the cost of in-service training of the personnel by 5%. Very important, really. And also there's a 5% chance of increasing the quality of saboteurs with the underworld contacts. Let's also go ahead with this. And this also unlocks the intimidation, another 5% bonus to that. And I think that's it. We have unlocked all the tags leading up to 1840. And only then can we continue onwards to finally weather protection and stuff like that. Speaking about sabotage, we might actually have a go at that. So up here we have the saboteur. And the saboteur, we can invest money into that. And with that we do get a search time now. With the highest amount that we can unlock, we can reduce the days and expect the quality to go up. So in 10 days we'll see results if we invest 500,000. Let's do this. And let's search for a saboteur that is doing a good job here for us. And then we might just do that on the general there. That we want to sabotage, of course. With a bit more money that I have, I would also like to go ahead and purchase a few more shares. Let's go ahead, purchase another 10%. It's getting really expensive at this point, right? But there we are at 50. And I might also start with Idris. He's way more expensive though. So this, look at that, for taking him over, I need 63 million now, right? Of course, he also continues to grow. So we can only gradually do this. I'm getting some 10%, cost me 4 million already. But still, we're still going to do this because long-term wise, I'm pretty sure we're going to need that. Do we get dividends out of that? I think not. It would have been amazing if it would be a bit more detailed in that regard, that we could get some money out of that, right? So some share of his profit. Now, let's go to Bangor, the city that I actually needed to look up on the internet, and it's a beautiful city, really. It is very cute, and I'm probably putting it into my itinerary for the next visit. And in this case here, Bangor, we need to supply this one with a few things, right? So salt is one of the new things that my cities need, and that is New York City, for example. And we do have also lumber, wool up here. So I would like to supply Bangor with those goods. And in the warehouse of Bangor, we don't have a warehouse yet. We're going to implement them, and we're going to say take then the salt. So New York will be very happy about that. Take the salt and get it then to New York. I will need a new platform then, of course, and we also need a station. Let's just make sure that we combine both of them. There you go. Yeah, we have that, and platform number 3 should be fine. This is max speed. It's really just a small, minor train line up here in the far north that's doing the job, right? And also let's get a supply tower in here, and also let's get us a maintenance depot up here. There's, after all, a couple of trains coming in and out here. That's fine. And that's really it, right? There's nothing else we need to do. It's just a smaller line, getting the salt and the lumber to Bangor, and from there onwards to other cities then. Or for the need of Bangor, once it grows, lumber, there you go. And as we can see, salt is coming in now. Yeah, very good. Montreal is growing twice right now, so at the time 2 times the speed, because we have 86% fulfillment of demand. That's also because of the lumber that is most likely now coming in. More and more goods will open up. Vegetable is now a new good, so this is what we already supplied, but we have vegetable for New York. Now Montreal can use it as well. And then we just unlock fruits and very cool clothing, because New York produces clothing. And we have another trade route automatically basically active, right? We don't even need to do anything here. We could apply a new business to Montreal. I would like to do this now. So we can, of course, not only purchase farms and stuff like that, we can also build businesses and own them in the city. So I would need to make sure that I have stuff. So for example, I know that planks are being produced in Washington, I think it was, right? And thus planks also get over to New York. Do we have planks here? Yes, we do have planks. We could then continue to get the planks over to Montreal. That would be an option. We could also say we don't need beer, and I just get, the real estate bubble bursts. Bankers vow to improve. The territories vacated by the voluntary forced resettlement of the eastern Indian tribes have led to a fall in real estate prices. And the bubble born by credit has now burst and plunged our economy into its first deep financial crisis. Leading bankers and politicians protest their innocence and assure that a similar crisis will never happen again in the future. Does this do anything for us? I don't think so, right? Is it cheaper now to purchase territory? No. Just the same price as before. Is it cheaper to purchase businesses? Now I don't need what the price was, so no idea. We have a saboteur. Ida Stevens is ready for action. We can now use one of his train stations of the general, one of his bigger ones, I would say. And we can do this. The station will not be able to load wagons for 20 days. So if we play a multiplayer game, this would be really cool. Of course, choosing bigger stations makes more sense. So this looks like a proper station here. Yep. And we can implement this. And as we can see, sabotage was successful. And the damaged General Donovan's train station, no more wagons can be loaded here for 20 full days.
Will not go unanswered.
This is going to hurt him quite a bit there, honestly. Really cool stuff. No fire or explosion, I would love that, unfortunately. You can only see that his train is stuck here now, or his trains. They cannot do anything. There's basically a lot of lines here being affected by this at the moment on his part. Fun times. Okay, so about the business in Montreal, we can actually implement a business that is completely new, that I haven't seen anywhere yet, and that is Ceramics Factory. The thing is, the furniture industry is active in New York, so we don't need that here, right? It would make sense to some point, but not right now. Liquor we also have quite often, and I would like to go ahead with the ceramics. The cool thing is we have clay over there in Cooper Rest, and we do have coal down here, and we can just deliver that to Montreal, make ceramics. And ceramics is a good that all higher level cities need, for example like New York, right? So here we have ceramics right now, a demand that needs to be fulfilled if we want to continue growing those cities, and I want to, of course. So let's go ahead and build us that, and we're going to be the proud owner of it. We need to choose a location. There is already one industry, so let's just place it to the, oh wait a second, I don't want to have it too close there to my station. Let's have it a bit further outside here. There you go. A proper ceramics factory. And this one is now, of course, it belongs to us. So we need to make sure that it also produces. And it needs the clay and the coal. So we need to provide. I think Montreal, as far as I know, it was quite expensive, by the way. We're down to 4 million. Yeah, ceramics or clay and coal. So let's go ahead. Cooper Rest. There is already a station here, which makes things a bit easier for us. And then we just need to decide once again on a platform. I think platform number 3 we could use. I would like to use platform number 3 here, because there's only one line going in right now, and it's this one here. And once again, I can make then a system that goes out, right? Like this. This is going to be expensive. We need to make sure that we are not spending too much this time. Because as we know, I don't have that much money anymore. And there's Cooper's Rest. See? There's max speed. And 360,000. Sounds about right to me. Let's go ahead and do this. Of course, let's also make a crossing in here again. And the same thing on the other side. This is going to be tight, but I think the grid iron should do the job, right? Problem is... Yep. Direction is not working here. This should work. Very slow. It's very tight here. There's lots of buildings. But this should work. Let's just try it out. Super rest. Ah, it's not working yet. I think here we still also have something that we need to do. I think we'll need another grid iron. Ah, very good. It actually does it automatically. Perfect. And here it comes together then. Into one track. This is only going to be one train once more, right? So nothing else that we would need to do or consider there. Now it's working. Perfect. And platform 3, I want it in Montreal. There you go. Getting us the clay over. With the Derwent. I would really like to get a few new cars now. New locomotives there would be amazing there. Alright, that's number 1. Number 2 is the coal. That is much closer. And we already have the Moore terminal close by. So I can just make the connection here then. In Stevens Rest it's called now. And this is also just going to be one train. And yeah, we will most likely now need to have... two tracks here. Yeah, we need 2 tracks. Because there's going to be 2 trains now on this line. And both of them are coming then together here. This is max speed, 170,000. Perfect. Right, and then we are going to have a grid iron somewhere here. I think we can't do that though. Nope. We need to have our own... and then here. With max speed. And then the same thing over here again at the station. Here we're coming together, right? So this should actually work. We just need to make sure that we have direction set. And as we can see, this works because it takes both of them right away and also the right direction then. In Montreal, busy station. Let's just see. Platform number 5 is still underutilized, so we should be able to use. There you go. Alright, so the goods are coming in. And I would then like to have... do we need a warehouse lot for ceramics in this? I don't think so, no. Because we have it in the export storage of the city anyway, right? There you go. And then we can deliver that to the other cities. Interesting. Let's just wait for the goods to come in. While we wait for the ceramics, just wanted to show my system. In that case here we have, for example, the freighter now uses track number 3. And the express is just passing by. So this is continuing to work. If I see... I mean, we might need to increase the frequency of trains on this line here at some point. I will probably make this a bit longer to think about it, right? But other than that, this is just working fine for the moment. Oh, by the way, yeah, it's winter again. The occasional patches of snow on gloomy summer trees. At least there is a bit of snow. I also had a bit of fear that these routes, these trains here would be unprofitable, but quite the opposite. They're extremely profitable. They're making around 20,000 per turn, leading to 40,000 per week. That this line here, the passenger line, only is bringing us, so quite a lot. And Montreal continues to grow at 2 times the speed, passing 50,000 at the moment. Meanwhile, for my personnel, I would also like to do some increase here, so to get the maximum bonuses out. I think this one, there we can still do a bit, giving us the maximum speed of my locomotives by 12%, so another 3% increase. But I think, as far as I can see, that's the maximum, right? So it doesn't really make sense to upgrade this any further if I just have to pay so much then. There you go. That's a bit better for the stokers. Train personnel, friendly to the passengers. So right now my popularity is at 7%. Ticket price increase. With that we could get it to 8%, probably also 9% somehow. Yeah, 10% even. Very good. And also cash out a bonus. Bonus is really negligible, and we do get another nice boost out of that.
How do you actually feel about progress in general?
I feel very good. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for contacting me. I'm going to purchase another 10% of your shares. Right. I mean, that's the money we can spend here right now. So we are 20% with him. And let's also get us another 10% with this guy here for another 2.6 million. And with that, I can wait a bit again. Can we purchase our... No one holds my shares. Yeah, it's a bit expensive there. Otherwise, we're at 60% of the general. Now we own more than he does. And be prepared for corporate takeover at some point. And Montreal has grown. It's still continuing at twice the speed. How very good. And we're still on our way here to make here another big city out of Montreal, of this area here. And then we continue onwards in the next episode. Stay tuned.